They burning the country down with their progressiveness. It started with changing what gender is, then graduated to your racist. If you think that your life matters and your skin don't have melanin, they don't want peace, they want skeletons. They want men to pretend that they're feminine. They don't want an election. They got so offended by freedom that they just try killing the president. I used to think that the woke were misguided, but now I can see that they're evil. Twitter is angry that Trump isn't dead. You know who got shot? Innocent people. Thought y'all were tolerant, thought we were equals. I thought you valued how everyone feels. Then why are y'all celebrating an attempted assassination like you're part of Antifa? Thank God the left can't aim. Thank God the right don't riot. Welcome to the home of the brave. Freedom and afraid of violence. You wish you was dying? Bitch, you missed. Thank God the left can't aim. Why can't they just shoot straight? Y'all are going insane. Bitch, you missed. There's no one else you can blame. Tried to lock them up in a cage. Now you trying to kill what you hate. Bitch, you missed. Told us trust the science, but it never made sense to me. Why would we put all our trust in the enemy? Millions of people are hooked on amphetamines. They're making billions on untested remedies. Borders are open to people with felonies. Biden can't stop them. He don't have the energy. Y'all want to kill the man trying to fight for a better tomorrow by making him Kennedy? I tried to give y'all a chance. Like maybe the left isn't nuts. I was wrong, because y'all are exactly as crazy as every conservative person I know said you were all along. Wanna protest? Go hard. Wanna burn sites? Go off. But y'all are so triggered that you're pulling triggers at presidents. Y'all the terrorists when you're armed. Thank God the left can't aim. Thank God the right don't riot. Welcome to the home of the brave. Freedom and afraid of violence. You wish you was dying? Bitch, you missed. Thank God the left can't aim. Why can't they just shoot straight? Y'all are going insane. Bitch, you missed. There's no one else you can blame. Tried to lock them up in a cage. Now you trying to kill what you hate. Bitch, you missed.
My sentiment, exactly. You missed. Is that the guy that rapped with Ben Shapiro? Yes, it is, Forbidden.
Yes, it was.
It's Tom McDonald. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're here for another shot at President Biden to not fuck things up. I don't have high hopes for this. I've been incredibly pissed off. Like I was thankful last night. Like I wasn't angry. I was thankful that Trump was okay. Obviously unfortunate that we lost the Patriot last night. The other two have been upgraded from critical to stable condition. So that's a plus. But then his press conference today just truly just flipped that switch in me to piss me off. You make us wait 42 minutes. Then you give a 2-minute and 36-second speech that has nothing to do with anything. Tell us not to spread disinformation and trust the FBI. Go fuck yourself, Joe. Go fuck yourself. I did want to share this. I think that I don't know if it's true. It might be one of the things where it's just somebody, trying to capitalize or trying to make him more than it is, but I thought it was a cool story and it made me happy, so I'll share it with you. So I'm a cart boy at Trump Bedminster where Trump played today because Trump went out to play a round of golf before he took off to Milwaukee, which he just landed in. And Trump played today just about 16 hours after nearly getting assassinated. He was in high spirits, which was great. Took time to chat with a lot of the staff, allowed us to follow him for a bit. There was a decent big group with him. Anyway, I was able to watch him putt on the 9th green. He had about a 20-footer with about 2 feet of break, and he said, sure enough, shit, I missed it.
In our politics. And remember, while we may disagree, we are not enemies. We're neighbors. We're friends, co-workers, citizens, and most importantly, we're fellow Americans. We must stand together. Yesterday's shooting at Donald Trump's rally in Pennsylvania calls on all of us to take a step back. Take stock of where we are, how we go forward from here. Thankfully, former Trump is not seriously injured. I spoke with him last night. I'm grateful. He's doing well, and Jill and I keep him and his family in our prayers. We also extend our deepest condolences to the family of the victims who was killed. Corey was a husband, a father, a volunteer firefighter, a hero, sheltering his family from those bullets. We should all hold his family and all those injured in our prayers. Earlier today, I spoke about an ongoing investigation. We do not know the motive of the shooter yet. We don't know his opinions or affiliations. We don't know whether he had help or support, or if he communicated with anyone else. Law enforcement professionals, as I speak, are investigating those questions. Tonight, I want to speak to what we do know. A former president was shot, an American citizen killed, while simply exercising his freedom to support the candidate of his choosing. We cannot, we must not go down this road in America. We've traveled it before throughout our history. Violence has never been the answer. Whether it's with members of Congress of both parties being targeted and shot, or a violent mob attacking the Capitol on January 6th, or a brutal attack on the spouse of former Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, or information and intimidation on election officials, or the kidnapping plot against the sitting governor, or an attempted assassination on Donald Trump. There is no place in America for this kind of violence, for any violence ever. Period. No exceptions. We can't allow this violence to be normalized. You know, the political record in this country has gotten very heated. It's time to cool it down. We all have a responsibility to do that. Yes, we have deeply felt strong disagreements. The stakes in this election are enormously high. I've said it many times that the choice in this election we make in this election is going to shape the future of America and the world for decades to come. I believe that with all my soul. I know that millions of my fellow Americans believe it as well. And some have a different view as to the direction our country should take. Disagreement is inevitable in American democracy. It's part of human nature. But politics must never be a literal battlefield, and God forbid, a killing field. I believe politics ought to be an arena for peaceful debate, to pursue justice, to make decisions guided by the Declaration of Independence and our Constitution. We stand for an America, not of extremism and fury, but of decency and grace. All of us now face the time of testing as the election approaches. And the higher the stakes, the more fervent the passions become. This places an added burden on each of us to ensure that no matter how strong our convictions, we must never descend into violence. The Republican convention will start tomorrow. I have no doubt they'll criticize my record and offer their own vision for this country. I'll be traveling this week making the case for our record and the vision, my vision of the country, our vision. I'll continue to speak out strongly for our democracy, stand up for our Constitution and the rule of law, to call for action at the ballot box, no violence on our streets. That's how democracy should work. We debate and disagree. We compare and contrast the character of the candidates, the records, the issues, the agenda, the vision for America. But in America, we resolve our differences at the battle box. You know, that's how we do it, at the battle box, not with bullets. The power to change America should always rest in the hands of the people, not in the hands of would-be assassins.
Jesus Christ.
You know, the path forward through competing visions of the campaign should always be resolved peacefully, not through acts of violence. You know, we're blessed to live in the greatest country on earth, and I believe that with every soul, every power of my being. So tonight, I'm asking every American to recommit, to make America, think about it. What's made America so special? Here in America, everyone must be treated with dignity and respect, and hate must have no safe harbor. Here in America, we need to get out of our silos, where we only listen to those with whom we agree, where misinformation is rampant, where foreign actors fan the flames of our division to shape the outcomes consistent with their interests, not ours. Let's remember, here in America, while unity is the most elusive of all goals right now, nothing is more important for us now than standing together. We can do this. You know, from the beginning, our founders understood the power of passion. So they created democracy that gave reason and balance a chance to prevail over brute force. That's the American we must be. An American democracy where arguments are made in good faith. An American democracy where the rule of law is respected. American democracy, where decency, dignity, fair play aren't just quaint notions, but living, breathing realities. We owe that to those who come before us, to those who gave their lives for this country. We owe that to ourselves. We owe it to our children and our grandchildren. Look, let's never lose sight of who we are. Let's remember we are the United States of America. There is nothing beyond our capacity when we do it together. God bless you all. May God protect our troops.
That's it. He's done? What?
Let me start off by saying, fuck you, Joe. You still have done nothing. You just made it worse. You made it worse, in my opinion, in my mind. You just made it significantly worse. You compared it to orchestrated events by the federal government. So, like I think Digger said. So, are you saying this one was too? Because I was on the fucking fence. But if you're going to tell me that it's just like all those other ones that were perpetrated by the FBI, then goddamn, we have something to talk about now. Fuck you, Joe.
Hey, everyone. How's it going? I'm Brian. I'm here. Fuck.
I've been all day hoping that this was going to be the speech that it needed to be, but no, it's just more bullshit, more woe is me, more of the just more rhetoric. The only thing he didn't do is call Trump Hitler in this one, and I bet you he would have liked to. Instead of saying ballot box, the dumbass said battle box, not once but twice. So, like, again, the message you're sending is I mean, and then we get a little bit further down the road, and we get to where he's talking about he wanted to say let's make America great again, but caught himself.
He tried twice.
Holy shit.
But you heard former Trump, right? Like, he basically just wrote off Trump as dead.
Yeah, former Trump. Because why should we care at all about Donald Trump? I that was disgusting. That was exactly the complete opposite of what I wanted it to be. And you know what? It was five minutes about.
No, it was about five. No, it was about 5 minutes. 5 minutes
still not there.
and 6:42 ish.
6:42 to the end, but I don't think the end. So 6:42 to. He probably stopped talking about there. So about 6.5 minutes of his big speech, his big address to the nation in front of everybody to make everything better, and you consistently have failed. Consistently have failed at trying to reassure the American people, to unite the American people and bring people together.
It was probably the weakest speech I've ever heard.
It was bad. So I'm not religious at all. We know this. We've seen my Tuesday show. But there was an interesting correlation, and I wanted to bring this up because I thought it was interesting. I think it's odd how things work out sometimes. But Donald Trump was shot at 6:11 p.m. So a Tuesday at 6:11, put on the full armor of God so you can take a stand against the devil's schemes. How does that not fucking fit in this instance? Even though I'm not religious, we know this. Put on your armor because you're about to get fucking shot. Like, how does that?
And that man matrix bullets out of a way of a bullet.
Oh yeah. I wanted to go back to this, and then we'll replay the speech because I mean, why not?
It's 5 minutes. So short. Why not?
Yeah. So as a cowboy at Trump Bedminster, where Trump played today, just about 16 hours after getting nearly assassinated. He was in high spirits, which was great. Took time to chat with a lot of the staff, allowed us to follow him for a bit. There was a decently big group with him. Anyways, I was able to watch him putt on the 9th green. He had about a 20-footer with about 2 feet of break. Sure enough, he drains it and goes, difference between me and the shooter is that I don't miss. Fucking legend. Absolute legend. And again, is that probably a little bit embellished? I don't know. Could be, but I'm gonna take it as a win, especially what's happened.
I mean, it's probably more true than a loud noise going off in the stadium. People get scared.
True.
Woo.
Exactly. So here is Trump arriving in Milwaukee for the RNC because he also, this one I know he said, very basely said, basically if I don't continue, then the shooter wins. So we're going to continue as planned. For the Republican National Convention, he's landed in Milwaukee, where he's greeted by the U.S. Air
that was a
Force
loud noise.
on
He was very scared.
I know.
I want to see the hole in his ear.
I want to see the hole in his ear too. So, there's that. And here is the speech again. We'll listen to the speech one more time. There's a lot of books in the Bible you can play that game with. Yeah, but like I said, matching up with the time, and I don't know, it's odd. So
I know it also took the guy like 20 minutes to clamber up the side of a building. I mean,
all right. So we're going to go back to this. Why does this picture look funny on the left side?
The left side, the one with the sun, and it kind of looks cut off in a weird way.
It almost looks like it's placed in after. It looks too weird. I don't know. You see what I'm looking at?
It's less. Yeah, it looks like either the chunk taken out of the glass,
right,
or they did some weird effect thing to give Hunter Biden and his son's leg and arm more color than the rest of the picture.
Yeah, no, it just looks weird. Like it looks like it.
It does on the right picture too, right in the center too, like center bottom.
Oh yeah, the black and white one. Are you talking about?
No, the one on the far right.
Oh, okay.
Like, look in the middle of that picture. It kind of looks like it has the line around it too.
That's weird. It's odd.
It might be just like a art bullshit.
It's like it's CGI. I mean, yeah, exactly.
His son sells a whole lot of pictures and paintings, so it might be that.
Right, and they're great. They're great. They're worth billions.
They're beautiful, worth millions, billions even.
Yeah, it was billions. Some people are saying that was a good address by President Biden. I on Twitter, I strongly disagree.
So as a resident shitlib,
yeah,
I expected worse. He had some level of stand against violence. It wasn't good, and it kind of sounded like he was condoning it, but at least he said something.
Right.
His weakness on it scares me a little bit, but it could have been worse. There was only 4 gaffes in the 6.5 minute thing. Could have been worse.
Yeah, I mean, it always could be worse. Here's the Trump truth. Based on yesterday's terrible events, I was going to delay my trip to Wisconsin and the Republican National Convention by 2 days. But I have just decided that I cannot allow the shooter or potential assassin to force change to scheduling or anything else. Therefore, I'll be leaving for Milwaukee as scheduled at 3:30 p.m. today. Thank you, DJT. So, but yeah, no, I mean, I objectively was hopeful and would have said if it was a good speech. I didn't think it was a good speech. I didn't think it assures me it doesn't bring the nation together anymore. It pisses me off more than I was prior to it. So I'm just working off my emotion, and I did not like it. I thought it was poor. And
it was poor, but at the same time, I think you're also going into it with some level of anger and expectation for him to say X, Y, or Z thing. If you step aside just a little bit, it might not be as bad, but I mean, it's still bad. Like, don't get me wrong, it's bad. I also think you're working yourself up a little bit because you're already pissed.
I didn't have high expectations for it. I was just hoping that he could actually. I was hoping for something that actually meant something that he could say that would bring down tension, and it didn't for me, and
Right.
I don't think it did for a lot of other people.
There have only been two events in, I think, recent American history since 2019 and later, which would be if A, the Whitmer plot was actually real,
Mhm.
but it's not, obviously. The guy literally got off on entrapment. He said,
Right.
I was entrapped into it. They were like, oh, yeah, you were. And the other two guys were only, quote, convicted because they pled. They would have gotten
Yeah.
off too. But then
Right.
also, during the Summer of Love, that one Trump supporter who got point blanked right in the chest.
Yeah.
Those
No,
are the
I mean,
only two instances of what Biden was like saying in terms of these are the events in American history that are political tension. Yeah. I don't think J6 was just kind of a media overblown clusterfuck. The fact that half the building was perfectly peaceful, the other half was throwing bottles, and the only person who died was killed by Secret Service.
yeah.
And
No,
what
I
were
mean,
the other events? I can't remember what the other ones he even said because it was just he blew by them so fast.
he did go pretty quick. We'll break him down because I don't remember either, right off the top of my head. But I wasn't looking for anything specific. Like I wasn't looking for something that was crazy, or I wasn't looking for a certain set of words. I try really hard, and I think I was yesterday. I try to be pretty neutral on these things. I'm just looking for leadership, and there's none here, and that's my problem. That's my
At least
problem.
he
And
didn't say something along the lines of we should teach our kids to shoot guns better. But
right. I mean,
because that's all I've
yeah,
been
but
seeing and hearing from, especially
right,
from the liberal crowd. They're all like, "Man, we should have taught marksmanship."
yeah.
And it was nearly a perfect shot if he didn't dodge.
This asshole was allegedly on his shooting team in high school and got kicked off because he was dangerous.
Oh my
Is one
God.
of the reports that I read. So again, we're gonna get a lot of disinformation, but there was an interview with one of his former classmates that said yes, he was indeed on their shooting sports team, and he was so terrible that he was a danger, so the coach removed him from the team. So, and obviously he can't hit Donnie, Teflon Don. But so, anyways, I went into this really pissed off. I really did. But there was always this air of I'm gonna let it happen and hope that it's at least semi decent to bring down. Because if that's the intention, is to bring down the temperature, it didn't. It didn't with
No.
me. It didn't with people online. It didn't with people around me. Like it didn't do its job. So I don't consider it a success if it didn't do its job. If your job was to bring down temperature, if it was to bring down tension, if it was bring down people being pissed off about it, you did not do that. And that is clear. That is 100% clear that didn't happen. So,
Well, we're speaking. This is being spoken from like what an average, more Republican person is saying. I'll be honest.
yeah.
Normal lib who's not on Twitter all the time. I've not actually. It's a little too early to tell what their sentiments will be. Like
Right.
my best sounding rod for this is my parents.
Yeah. Okay.
So whatever, like I'll be able to know what they probably start saying within the next couple of days here because I don't think they're going to stop talking about it, or maybe they will. Who knows? But like. People will come out and say, "Oh, they tried to get Nancy Pelosi and what's his face? Gosh darn it, the old VP Pence." But in reality, not a single person who went into that building brought a firearm.
Exactly.
It's only the Biden supporters who have been shooting right wingers.
Yep. I thought this was funny. Antonio Brown. We talked about him yesterday. He has a new bitch of the day segment. And where he posts bitch of the day. This is probably not a long-term thing because he doesn't keep up with it, but bitch of the day. from
Wow.
the shooter, and that guy from South Park.
Come on, man. Yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of funny. So,
Dude, that shooter looked like he was weird. You know what? It was just probably like Columbine. If some girl would have slept with him, it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
We call it soy.
I still don't think he was the shooter, but whatever. AP, it was a bad speech, but it wasn't horrible. I don't think he cooled off anything. Joe's side still ramped up and has been ramping up since 2016, and that's pretty much my entire thing.
His target statements were with a private group, though.
Yeah.
Let's put Donald Trump in the crosshairs was a statement with investors and stuff like that, where donors and whatnot. It wasn't like a public speech thing, so I have a hard time believing that was the cause of it. So I saw Forbidden posted Joe called for violence with his target statements, then backpedaled. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he certainly did. I mean, that statement's out there, and you can't really. I mean, you can't take it back now. It's already happened, and the only reason he deleted the tweet is because of all the backlash. Digger, on your BlackRock question, it's 100% real. I'll show you.
My name
this
is
is a
Brian
commercial
Wallow.
in
I
question.
teach AP and honors economics in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh my God, that
Financial
chin
well-being
was
to me is
very prominent.
knowing that I can be free to do the
Hang on,
things that
I'll
I
show
love
you
to
the
do.
guy. The guy's coming up.
He was already in there before, at the very beginning.
I hope when I retire
Yeah, he
someday,
was in
they
there,
say
but he's
that
more
guy made this
prominent.
place a special place to
Right there.
Oh my God, yeah, same guy. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
come to school, and gave as much as he could
Tim Wade.
to help
Go
the
see it.
community.
BlackRock.
My
There
name
you
is
go.
Brian.
Man, he has such a weird shaped face. If I get to see the picture of the guy again, I think it was in the Discord.
It's in the Discord several times. I thought someone came forward and said, you got the wrong guy. Forbidden, he came forward and said, he hates Trump, he hates Republicans, and you got the wrong guy. And he posted it late last night on his Twitter post had something Jew gazing, I think was his Twitter handle. Since been taken down, but he posted that you got the wrong guy in a video of him saying he hates Trump, he hates Republicans, but you got the wrong guy. And I am absolutely convinced that it was the wrong guy, based on some work we did in the Discord last night. And I think we found the right guy, but I don't want to get Alex
think
Jones.
It's weird chin face guy, or
it is not weird chin face guy. I'll show you a picture. I don't want to get Alex Jones, so I'm not going to go say the other guy's name. But
because I mean the pictures of the ears really said something. The overall shape of the face and the head of the guy who was laying on the floor, it definitely seems right.
I'll DM you the guy, and you'll see what I'm talking about. That's the guy we think it is. And his ears are fucking weird, dude. Like I
mean, the guy who was graduating in the pictures we have also looks similar.
He has, but they're much rounder. They're not sharp, pointy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah, I mean, we looked into it pretty hardcore last night. So
yeah, I mean, let's not start pulling pictures on here.
I don't want to get Alex
wrong.
Jones, so I don't want to get Sandy hooked and sued for $12 trillion.
More than any like pharmaceutical company ever gets sued for in the entire lifetime of suing pharmaceutical companies. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, but yeah, we'll go back and we'll replay the speech real quick.
I want to speak to you tonight about the need for us to lower the temperature in our politics. And to remember, while we may disagree, we are not enemies. We're neighbors. We're friends, co-workers, citizens, and most importantly, we're our fellow Americans. We must stand together. Yesterday's shooting at Donald Trump's rally in Pennsylvania calls on all of us to take a step back, take stock of where we are.
Okay, that was one
How
of
we
the
go
first
forward from
mistakes, I
here.
think.
Thankfully, former Trump is not seriously injured. I
The
spoke to him
shooting at
last
the
night.
rally,
I'm
not the
grateful.
assassination
He's doing
attempt on
well, and
Donald
Jill
Trump's
and I
life.
keep him and his family in our prayers. We also extend our deepest condolences to the family of the victims who was killed. Corey was a husband, a father, a volunteer firefighter, a hero, sheltering his family from those bullets. We should all hold his family and all those injured in our prayers. Earlier today, I spoke about an ongoing investigation. We do not know the motive of the shooter yet. We don't know his opinions or affiliations. We don't know whether he had help or support or if he communicated with anyone else. Law enforcement professionals, as I speak, are investigating those questions. Tonight, I want to speak to what we do know. A former president was shot, an American citizen killed, while simply exercising his freedom to support the candidate of his choosing. We cannot, we must not go down this road in America. We've traveled before throughout our history. Violence has never been the answer. Whether it's with members of Congress of both parties being targeted and shot, or a violent mob attacking the Capitol on January 6th, or a brutal attack on the spouse of former Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi.
That was his gay
Or
lover.
information and intimidation on election officials, or the kidnapping plot against the sitting governor, or an attempted assassination on Donald Trump. There is no place in America for this kind of violence, for any violence ever. Period. No exceptions. We can't allow this violence to be normalized. You know, the political record in this country has gotten very heated. It's time to cool it down. We all have a responsibility to do that. Yes, we have deeply felt strong disagreements. The stakes in this election are enormously high. I've said it many times that the choice in this election we make in this election is going to shape the future of America and the world for decades to come. I believe that with all my soul. I know that millions of my fellow Americans believe it as well. And some have a different view as to the direction our country should take. Disagreement is inevitable in American democracy. It's part of human nature. But politics must never be a literal battlefield, and God forbid, a killing field. I believe politics ought to be an arena for peaceful debate.
Hang on real quick, because I can't bring it up because it's in my fucking, my Windows shit, so it doesn't bring up. Trump rally shooting solves congressional Democrats' crisis over the Biden candidacy. Fuck you.
Wait, what? Hold on. I didn't understand what you just said. It, for some reason, it bounced off my smooth brain.
It should have. Axios. Trump rally shooting solves congressional Democrat crisis over Biden's candidacy.
What do they mean? Like it doesn't matter anymore?
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense to me then. Okay, that's what I thought. It doesn't. He's gonna win anyway. Why does it matter if we take him out or not? I mean, it's always kind of been like that, but actually,
I agree with how translation is. It's taken enough heat off Joe where they think they can still run him and it'll be fine. That's how I translate it. So, from Axios.
To pursue justice, to make decisions guided by the Declaration of Independence and our Constitution. We stand for an America, not of extremism and fury, but of decency and grace. All of us now face the time of testing as the election approaches. And the higher the stakes, the more fervent the passions become. This places an added burden on each of us to ensure that no matter how strong our convictions, we must never descend into violence. Republican convention will start tomorrow. I have no doubt they'll criticize my record and offer their own vision for this country. I'll be traveling this week making the case for our record and the vision, my vision of the country, our vision. I'll continue to speak out strongly for our democracy, stand up for our Constitution and the rule of law, to call for action at the ballot box, no violence on our streets. That's how democracy should work. We debate and disagree. We compare and contrast the character of the candidates. the records, the issues, the agenda, the vision for America. But in America, we resolve our differences at the battle box. That's how we do it, at the battle box, not with bullets. The power to change America should always rest in the hands of the people, not in the hands of would-be assassin. The path forward through competing visions of the campaign should always be resolved peacefully, not through acts of violence. We're blessed to live in the greatest country on earth, and I believe that with every soul, every power of my being. So tonight, I'm asking every American to recommit, to think about it. What's made America so special? Here in America, everyone must be treated with dignity and respect, and hate must have no safe harbor. Here in America, we need to get out of our silos, where we only listen to those with whom we agree, where misinformation is rampant, where foreign actors fan the flames of our division to shape the outcomes consistent with their interests, not ours. Let's remember, here in America, while unity is the most elusive of all goals right now, nothing is more important for us now than standing together. We can do this. From the beginning, our founders understood the power of passion. So they created democracy that gave reason and balance a chance to prevail over brute force. That's the American we must be. An American democracy where arguments are made in good faith. An American democracy where the rule of law is respected. An American democracy where decency, dignity, fair play aren't just quaint notions, but living, breathing realities. We owe that to those who come before us, to those who gave their lives for this country. We owe that to ourselves. We owe it to our children and our grandchildren. Look, let's never lose sight of who we are. Let's remember we are the United States of America. There is nothing beyond our capacity when we do it together. God bless you all. May God protect our troops.
My God.
So he blamed Russia for the rhetoric. He put in the fact that Nancy's husband's gay side piece hit him with a
drug
fucking
addict.
hammer. The Whitmer kidnapping, which was bullshit. January 6th, which was bullshit.
And also probably could be considered entrapment.
Right. And then what did he say? The Scalise shooting? Did he say or he alluded to the Scalise shooting, which seems to be the only legitimate thing on the list.
And I'm not even aware of that one, I don't think.
Steve Scalise got shot at a congressional baseball game and survived, or a congressional baseball practice in 2017, I believe it was.
Huh?
Yeah.
I wasn't even in. So I wasn't in politics land. I was in social politics land at that point. So obviously I don't know that. Can you pull up my screen real quick? I want to show something that's very heartening to me.
Yeah. Maybe. I actually don't know how to do it.
Drag it up and in.
Oh, drag it up? Okay.
Yep.
That's not working. Here. Do you know how to do it? I'll just...
Yeah.
There, I'll mod you.
Oh, hold on. Why won't it let me?
Maybe I have to stop mine. There we
go.
I stopped
Perfect. So I was looking at the predicted markets, which is people can bet money on who they think will win. This is the betting for that Donald Trump will win. Right as soon as he gets shot, quintuple the amount of people buy yes, he will win for president. And he gets spiked up another 2 cents. Even people are betting their money, lots of it, that he will be the president, just so they can make $1 for their 66 cents.
Jesus. I think it's pretty well established. I mean, we're gonna have to stay on it like everything else. I want to play this.
Oh, and real quick, also, GOP is up 3 cents in certain areas on winning by a good number of seats. Electoral college margins. It's looking like it's going to be pretty large too. The Democrats look like they're not going to win at all. They're like in 6 cent land. When you get to 20 cents in this situation, you're doing pretty well. But
wow.
Yeah, I just like also Kamala's down in whether or not she'll be the president. Good. Also nominated. She's down 7 cents for nominee, Oof.
Ooh.
No one likes her.
No, nobody does at all. I'm gonna play this before Cheese loses his fucking mind. No, I didn't expect him to talk for the 5 minutes. I really don't care. That's not part of my gripe with it. The part was he said attempted assassination, so he didn't even say attempted. I forget.
No,
the
he didn't even
exact-
say that. He said shooting at the rally.
Yeah, shooting at the rally. So it's not an
There was a shooting
assassination.
at Donald Trump's rally, not
Right.
assassination attempt on Donald Trump. Fuck.
Yeah.
That pissed me off
And-
so bad in the beginning.
Yeah, so he started there. He then went to all these things that we know are actual hoaxes that have been proven false or thrown out completely. Then he went to his mumble fit about calling them battle boxes, which that's cool down the temperature of the nation and call it a fucking battle box, you idiot. And then you get into the fact that we're sitting here and we're talking about he blamed Russia for interfering. He didn't say Russia directly, but foreign nations interfering with our process. Like, what have they been on forever? They've been on Russia. And you have to take in the rhetoric that got us to this point. And the rhetoric came from him. He should denounce some of his own rhetoric. The fact that, I mean, you can go on there and find 10, 15-minute videos of people calling him Hitler, Trump Hitler, and that he should be killed. Like, when you say that enough times, somebody is going to act on it. Somebody is going to find it. And somebody's going to get radicalized by it. That's how it works.
Trump
So-
is minus 260 on my bookie.
Damn. Exactly. The Rubicon has been crossed. I completely agree with Cheese. He said attempted assassination in the speech list thing. Yeah, but he didn't start the speech with that. That wasn't the reason why he was there.
Oh, minus 260 is good. Oh, fuck. This is like actual sports betting. Plus means you're going to get more money. Joe Biden's
yeah.
plus 500.
Damn. Speech was bullshit. Yeah, no, I don't think this was ever intended to be a rebuke of the assassination attempt. This was more of a general. It didn't get the respect or courtesy that it deserved from the sitting president, and he didn't do his job. He didn't do his job. That's what it plain and simple comes down to. He did not do his job, because if he'd done his job, I wouldn't be more pissed off than I was. If I was
the general reaction to Kennedy. Anybody old enough in the audience, what was the reaction to Kennedy by between the two sides? Because I think he was a Democrat. So what was the Republican response? What was the Democrat response?
he was.
Because I don't think that the Democrat response or the Republican response was good. However, it's basically been that for this Trump situation.
Yeah, let me see.
Basically just yelling good. Thank you for having it happen.
Let me see if I can find. Yeah, I don't see. I don't see anything specifically from his successor or anything like that. They weren't in an election season either. Reagan's was obviously, his attempted assassination was different. So I'm not 100% sure, but I want to play this before she actually loses his mind. So this is new video shows shows the spirit. God. New video shows the shooter was spotted by multiple members of the crowd before he shot Trump. So we'll watch this video real quick.
He was doing the job. I wouldn't even be doing this. It's a beautiful place.
Look, they're all pointing.
Atlantic, maybe the Pacific.
Yeah, someone's on top of the roof. Look, there he is right there. Right there, see him? He's laying down. See him?
Yeah, he's laying down.
Holy shit.
And Scott, I'm here with you, fighting like hell to get a Senate.
What's happening?
And to make sure we take back the White House, because if we do, we're going to make America better than other people. We're going to make it.
Yeah, look.
And it's
There he
not
is.
easy, because we have millions and millions.
It's just sunbathing, come on.
Dangerous people.
Holy hell. Like, he's up there for a
We
minute.
have criminals.
Right, no, he's up there for a long time, like 4 minutes.
We have people that should not be here.
on the roof.
It's much tougher than it happens.
You went right on the roof with that.
He was doing the job. I wouldn't even be
Wow. That's damn. I mean,
Probable cause if I've ever seen one.
I don't know that it changed a whole lot in my. I don't think that changes a whole lot in my calculus. I think that there was definitely. I'm hopeful that it was just a fuck up by the Secret Service. There's some. Obviously, we're gonna, like I said, information's gonna come out all over. We're getting some kind of information that Jill Biden's security detail, needed to be extended because she decided to hold a luncheon in Pennsylvania yesterday. So some of the detail was removed from President Trump, so they were shorthanded for the rally because of First Lady Jill Biden's luncheon. So that could be a reasonable reason as to why he was exposed. Link to this video. Yeah. Let me see. I'll throw it in. There you go. Where was I at? Sorry. So security detail was rerouted to the luncheon for the First Lady. So there's that portion of it as well. And then there was a second part of it. So it doesn't really change my opinion. I think Secret Service was incredibly short-staffed and unable to get there. They were relying on officers, and obviously they didn't come through. Another one of the frustrating things is I did watch the Secret Service press conference from earlier today for the upcoming Milwaukee RNC, and they said they're not going to change anything at all for the upcoming RNC. Let me see if I can see it. Yeah, here we go. Might as well watch this too. I don't think it's that long.
State officials and the audience there, we get the Secret Service.
Very diverse, huh?
Yes.
And he just raises all sorts of questions about why the Secret Service is not willing to answer questions.
So again, I'm the Secret Service's RNC coordinator, so I can speak to the RNC security planning. I'd refer any questions regarding yesterday's incident to our DC Public Affairs Office.
Yes, ma'am. Mark Meredith, Fox News. I'm curious, obviously you don't want to talk about what happened in Pennsylvania. Have you had to change your security posture at all here? And if so, how? Is it a small percent change? Is it looking at over everything once again? And then a follow-up question would be, just in terms of resources.
Exactly forbidden.
18 months has been going into this. Do you feel like you've had all the resources you needed to get to this point today, or do you feel like more close to that?
So as Mayor Johnson and Chief mentioned, this is a national special security event. That designation is the highest level of security designation that the federal government can determine. So we are confident in the security plans that are in place for this event, and we're ready to go. It's been an 18-month process. We've worked together over that 18 months to develop operational security plans for any and all aspects of security related to this event.
But did it change within the last one? And any change been made in the last 24 hours?
We're not anticipating any changes to our operational security plans for this event.
Thank you.
Right, right in front of the orange chest. Mary Stupisa with Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers told us a little bit ago that he is.
I can't hear the damn questions,
I
but
can't hear him either.
Firearms, guns in the soft perimeter, not just in nicer form.
Soft perimeter
Is that
of guns.
something that the Secret Service is considering or is doing?
I have not had any conversations regarding that, so I can't speak to that.
They're asking about a soft perimeter for guns if they're going to let them in, or like in a even like a mile radius of the place. Type of thing.
I have not had any conversations regarding that, so I can't speak to that.
Couldn't heard that question because I was talking. Stupid me.
Is the Secret Service currently anticipating or currently planning to expand the perimeter?
We're not anticipating any changes to our current security footprint or
How
plan.
do people do
Including
that?
allowing firearms into the soft perimeter as it is right now.
Anything in the soft perimeter is outside of our federal jurisdiction.
But why should former President Trump, his family, and the convention goers have confidence in the U.S. Secret Service to secure this site here over the next 4 days after his life was nearly taken yesterday in Pennsylvania?
Good question.
So this event has been designated as a national special security event, which is the highest level of security for an event.
So Trump's
that is
event wasn't?
By the government. So this is a whole of government approach. We've
They're not
had an
going to,
extensive
increase
planning
his
process to
going
include
on?
many organizations
Apparently
building
no.
out the operational security plans for any and all aspects of security related to this event.
Have you had the resources you need?
Yes, we are fully prepared and have a comprehensive security plan in place, and we're ready to go.
Kayla Huber, CBS News. Why are you not expanding the perimeter?
So we're confident in the current plan that we have. It is based off of technical assessments, protective intelligence, and we are continuously monitoring information related to the event. So we're confident in the plans that we have, and we're moving forward with those plans.
And why are you not concerned that people can carry firearms within that soft perimeter?
So again, the Secret Service inner perimeter is our primary jurisdiction. So I would defer any questions related to outside of that zone to my partners here on the stage.
So one of the things I've understood in regards to the inner perimeter, it's the largest inner perimeter that has been part of the convention, to my understanding. Maybe I have to get that clarified. And so that is one important point to be able to understand in regards to what that level of security about what the inner perimeter looks like. In regards to the ability to carry a firearm outside of the inner perimeter, again, our state law allows for the particular right to carry a firearm. We as a city cannot legislate out of that. And I don't know if our mayor wants to speak on that anymore in regards to that. And so for we, in regards to our law enforcement aspect, we have to operate within those guidelines. Unless it's something that is against state law, we have to respect Second Amendment right to carry your firearm, especially in regards to open carry or carry and conceal if you're licensed. And so that is a, again, issue that we have to navigate. And I will say this, and I've said this many times, as that is your right, please exercise your right in a responsible manner. Please ensure that the behaviors that we would like to see for those with that responsibility aligns with that responsibility. The Milwaukee Police Department will not tolerate any particular behaviors outside of what is legally allowed in regards to that right.
Thank you, Chief. And just to reiterate what the Chief said, local ordinances in the state of Wisconsin do not supersede state law. Wisconsin is an open carry state, and therefore the city of Milwaukee and no other jurisdiction in this state can supersede that state law. Folks should be aware, though, that proactively before the convention gets started, we did take action at the local level to ban items that we could ban. So we used our authority already at the municipal level to take that sort of security precaution that we were able to do. But in terms of banning weapons in the outer perimeter, that is not within our purview because of state law.
Dan Simmons with the New York Times for the Secret Service. If there haven't been any changes to the overall security plan, have there been changes to the protection plan for the former president, his family, and other elected officials?
So I'm the RNC coordinator, so I can only speak to the National Special Security Event. The plans that we have in place will continue as is, and we're confident in those plans.
Megan Algas with Are there any new threats to the RNC or to protesters?
Talking about threats to RNC and or protesters.
By the way, just so you know, Trump hats and memorabilia.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Super
Michael
hot
Hensel,
on Amazon right
Special
now.
Agent in charge of the FBI for the state of Wisconsin. For your first
I
question,
figured.
the men and women of the FBI in the state of Wisconsin who work in our 6 offices, along with the assistance of our 56 field offices across the United States, and our domestic and international federal partners, have worked over the last 18 months to take information in, intelligence in, evaluate that information, and then disseminate it to both our state and local partners to address any threats. Currently, there are no known articulated threats against the RNC or anyone visiting the RNC. That's important because we also need the help of the public. If they see something during this time or feel uncomfortable with something, please let us know. Let your local law enforcement agencies know, or the FBI. 1-800 call the FBI.
Sorry. I just have to hear. Did you have a follow-up? Next question? Right back there.
Hi, before leaving seat, for the Secret Service, just to be clear, did you or did you not make changes to the security plan based on the events of yesterday?
There have been no changes to our current operational security plans for this event.
Why not, given the fact that the former president was the assassination?
So again, this event is designated as a national special security event. So it is a 18-month process that involves all levels of government that are contributing to the operational security plans for this event. So we have an operational security plan that's built out for every area of responsibility related to any and all aspects of security related to this event.
Desert. That is the perfect question. And sorry your soccer team lost to Spain today, bud. But maybe next year. How can you be confident when you failed so badly? That's my question, and that's what the reporters are trying to ask to reassure the delegates and the people and all the individuals that are about to head to Milwaukee. How can you be so sure? And you just get these regurgitated talking points, and these don't go anywhere to further shrink the concerns or further the mission. It's very similar to the Biden speech, where it's just empty platitude with there's no sustenance here and nothing to make me feel more comfortable. There's nothing to lower the temperature. There's nothing to reassure us that President Trump is safe. Like there's nothing here. It's just government being government and not saying anything about anything.
Right.
And maybe that's a better way of saying why I didn't like the president's speech, is because it's just nothing. There's just nothing here.
Well,
nothing at all.
So with Secret Service, I can understand if for some reason they said, okay, we're going to tell them we didn't do anything, but we're going to add like 3 sniper nests around or something like that. So that certain rooftops are now covered that weren't covered before, something along those lines. But I mean, it's a closed arena, isn't it?
Yes.
So yes. I'm like, that's less of a thing other than ingress and outgress.
Yeah, I mean, but you're going to have OPSEC needs getting him to and from the airport. You're going to have to get him to and from, locations. He's going to have to be protected during the speeches. He's going to have to be I don't think he owns a property.
Chicagoland. They pulled probably SWAT from Michigan. They've gotten a lot of people in. So
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if there's actually more security than there are people even attending.
And I'm sure there's going to be, but again, we fall back on the Secret Service is the premier agency to protect vulnerable people in our country. Like that's their job. That's what they're there for. However, I still think, and until I'm shown something differently, we'll continue to think that this failure in this assassination attempt was on the local coordination. So the local level of coordinated assets. And if you're bringing in people from Michigan, Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota,
Indiana,
and Indiana, and so on, the entire Midwest, then you have that same problem where your problem may not be with the Secret Service agents, but your OPSEC problem is with your people that are not sworn officers, that are not the best of the best. And they could be damn fine police officers. I'm not saying they're not. I'm saying there's a special training procedure. There's a special type of person that it takes to do things like guard the president of the United States. And it's a different set of people than your average everyday traffic cop. And I know that because I did it.
Right.
Like, I've been there. It's a different skill set. It's a different you have to be self-sufficient because it's tedious and annoying. And it's not like being a traffic cop. It's not like being, a street cop or a detective or even a SWAT team. Like it's completely different. That's why we train them differently.
Well, if it happens again, it'll be like one of those situations where everyone's going to blame Secret Service 100% because it's fool me once, shame on me.
Right.
Fool me twice, shame on you type of situation where, it flipped. I know I flipped it, but still, it's one of those situations where it happens again. You're at fault again.
Well, and
they wanted this to happen. Then we're conspiracy theories will be consolidated.
Yeah.
Just regular theories.
Yeah, there'll be no wavering on it at that point. And the fact that Cheadle didn't step down, didn't go back to Pepsi, where she was a C-level exec before, and now runs the Secret Service, that could have been something that would have quelled nerves. Just saying it. You don't even have to change anything. Just say it. Like, we don't have faith in your organization right now. We don't have faith in Secret Service. We don't have faith in DHS. We definitely don't have faith in the DOJ or the FBI. So show us that you're proactively doing something different than what got the president shot. And the fact that, this is a higher level of containment or a high level of security, that doesn't do much because the level of security should have been sufficient and it was not. And the president nearly got killed.
Hell, the good old boys would be doing a better job than Secret Service right now.
Exactly. And
the good old boys would have shot the guy before he got onto the roof.
Right.
You're acting funny, kid. Bang.
Yep.
And then they would have just been in trouble for shooting a weirdo.
Yeah. We could have fucking put Rittenhouse out there and it would have been better.
I was about to say that too. I was like, I didn't want to bring Rittenhouse, good old boys, in the same thing, but I was like, that works too.
Yeah,
he would have blown off his bicep.
Yeah. He kind of looked like one of Rittenhouse's victims, so you
That's
know
true.
what I'm
He
talking
looks like
about.
Gross Frights a little bit.
So
the joke, by the way, don't sue me.
Yeah, that was a terribly unprofessional sound job. Was it purposely obfuscated? Can't say that word. Sorry.
Obfuscated?
Yeah. I'm still reserving judgment on that. Like I said, these are, and I know it's not what it was when I was there, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, whatever it was. But these are some of the best people on the planet. Like I worked right alongside them, and these are some real dudes here. And I don't see them dropping the ball. I see it more that it was a local that was filling because they were short. You don't think something like that's going to happen, so complacency comes in, and somebody dropped a ball, and I think that's probably the most likely. I don't think it was a direct fault of the Secret Service. I don't think it was a direct. I know some people are saying that, this was an inside job, or it was, a coup attempt or an assassination by the deep state. I don't see any of that personally. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I just don't see it from my analysis of it. I think it was a breakdown in utilizing local law enforcement to fill where you didn't have trained agents. And that unfortunately can happen at times. So I I figured we'd watch the last couple minutes of this and then because we only got I think we only have a few minutes.
So to the local and state officials on the stage, have you made any?
Yeah, we got like 5 minutes.
Plans for this event, where you get more officers, more intelligence gathering, and anything else as a result of what happened?
I can just reiterate what I said before in terms of what the city of Milwaukee has done. Our council, in conjunction with me, passed and signed a local ordinance to make sure that there's more protection in the outer perimeter as it relates to officers from across the state of Wisconsin or elsewhere coming in to assist with public safety around this. I've deferred to Chief.
No change.
No change. Thanks, man. I get you. I get you.
Thank you for that.
I'm sorry?
What does that look like on the ground?
They probably can't tell you, dude. They're gonna lie.
Right. Right.
So the ordinance that I'm referring to that we had passed proactively at the local level, which is, by the way, the same ordinance, the same type of ordinance that we passed in preparation for the Democratic National Convention when it was to take place in Milwaukee in 2020 before becoming a mostly virtual event, is an ordinance that does not allow individuals to bring in into the outer perimeter hard objects like your cans, like bottles that are filled, other hard objects that can be used as projectile weapons and things like that.
Like a shoe?
Bottles, hard cans, that kind of shit.
Like a shoe?
Yeah, like a shoe.
Like I can yeet a shoe at him. Come on. That's happened once, maybe twice.
That photo wins a Pulitzer Prize in journalism. What are the odds of that? I think it does. I think that's one of the most iconic photos. I think the one you're talking about is and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think both of them actually do. I think the one of him on the ground.
Oh, that one's very good.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fist up with the flag, I think, is a close second. But I think they both are iconic and are going to go down in history forever, as kind of a remembrance of this situation. So, and I think it should. I think it was a great iconic photo. That's definitely going to memorialize what happened. So.
And law enforcement about yesterday as well. Are there changes to who you think or what you think the threat actors are? And are there any worries on campuses?
So as I said, there's no specific articulated threat to the RNC or any specific individual attending. As you'd expect after the event yesterday, we've seen an uptick in social media chatter, people talking about what happened, and we as the lead for all intelligence matters related to the RNC, the FBI. We evaluate all of that to make sure that if it trends into criminal activity or threat-based information, we evaluate that and again disseminate it out to our federal and state partners for action.
All right, you're terrible at that already, but okay. Yeah, we looked at him as a threat. We let him through though.
Right.
Actually, gave him a gun too.
Right. We handed him a gun.
You look like a threat here.
I was just explaining the meaning of the upside down flag to my husband last night before this because of your broadcast. He thinks now I'm more special. That's awesome. It was pretty. I mean, we were pretty damn close too. It was pretty correct. So,
wait, last night there was an upside down flag?
No, in my thumbnail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I know it was pissed, but I don't think I was seeing that red.
That's so surreal. I'm still in disbelief this happened a little bit. I can't be the only one. No, I am too. This is insane. This is crazy. And we're all sitting just trying to go through the difference in emotions in it. I mean, it's something we're never going to forget. It's to me, I think it's going to be just as ingrained as where I was on September 11th, or so.
I was 4, so I don't remember that one.
Yeah,
maybe I was 5. I might have been 5.
I was in I think it was 7th grade. I always forget the grade. It was like 6th, 7th, 8th grade, somewhere in that. Might have been 8th grade. But I was in American history class, and our journal entry, because we had to start off the day by writing in a journal, how are the events of your lifetime going to change history forever on 9/11?
That's legit. That's
That's fucked up. Like, I will never forget that. Never forget
amazing.
that. So, and then we went, to the gym and watched the televisions until we got picked up. So
You got sent home early, right? I assume.
we got sent home just shortly early. We didn't have like a half day or anything. We spent most of our day in the gym, watching CNN. So
Yeah, I was I'm pretty sure I was 5 at the time, so I was in like preschool or kindergarten, one of the two, but it got canceled because of it.
damn.
My dad's a firefighter, so he was distraught. I remember that. That's all I can remember is my dad being distraught.
Yeah, my dad does construction, and he was actually working at the airport.
Oh wow.
Doing some concrete work at the airport, and he said it was the eeriest shit because everything just stopped and nothing moved. There was nothing going on at all, and they're out there like they don't have any way to get information or whatever. They're just trying to pour concrete, and said just the whole world stopped. No planes came in, nothing was moving. He said it was just eerie. So
Yeah, this is going to be one of those situations. I mean, it's going to be way not the same as 17, of which I don't even remember. But
and it will always be ingrained that Meat sent you a text. Trump got shot.
While I was walking into my apartment, still pretty tipsy from all the beer that I drank.
But, all right, we'll finish this off.
We've heard from delegates, we've heard from visitors about a level of fear following what happened yesterday. Beyond the fact that you guys have planned for this for 18 months, what's your message to them about safety and security?
Oh, that's cool, Digger.
So I'll take that on. As we talk about these particular type of plans, especially in regards to what we've seen across the nation and what we're doing here, I don't know if we're comparing events in the same manner. What we've seen in regards to the past are, again, rallies or town halls. They don't receive the same level of support this event receives. And that's maybe hard to kind of wrap around in regards to the type of resources being invested in this particular community. Again, we cannot talk about the operations of it, but as a leader in this community, I've seen the work. We work together, again, not only from the standpoint of the federal level, but again, my local partners, and seeing that type of investment in regards to what is being done. We are planning as much as we can plan in regards to what we know, and we're looking for what we don't know, but we are planned and actually ready with the resources. This is our community too. And looking at it from the standpoint of, I want to make sure that they understand we see you, we understand this is something of a concern, and we are ensuring that we're going to put the proper effort, the proper type of communication, which is why in this particular forum is why we're having it, to ensure that there is a communication from this collective group. We're working as hard as we can, round the clock, putting forth the effort that's necessary, not only for this RNC, but for our city. As the chief executive of our police department here, it's important that we are also understanding the concern in our city. So this is for those who are attending the RNC, but we are taking care of this city, period.
Will you be doing daily updates, or how are we getting information?
Have you been able to talk with Director Cheadle? Have you talked with Director Cheadle?
Why isn't she here?
Have you talked with Director Cheadle? Why not?
Will there be daily updates? How will we get information during the event?
Wow.
Wow.
That was definitely a walkout line, huh? Walk of shame looking like.
Yeah. So, like I said, nothing to excite me or make me feel more confident in the Now, I do absolutely 100% think that it's probably going to be a safe experience at the convention.
It's probably going to be
Is
successful.
Yeah. I'm concerned after. I'm significantly concerned after everything kind of tamps back down and Trump goes back on the road. I don't think he's going to speak till the convention. Absolutely looking forward to it. So, am I going? No, I'm not going to the convention. Am I streaming the convention? I'll stream parts of it. I'm not going to stream it in its entirety. Because fortunately I have to work this week, but
I wish I could go. And I wish I could stream it, but I also can't. I can't even talk for like the next couple of days here.
Yeah.
Oral surgery will do that to you.
Yeah. Should be okay.
It'll be
Take care of
fine.
you.
I'll probably play I'm thinking about recording some of that Sniper Elite so that I can show them how it's actually done, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I'm 100% going to stream the acceptance. I'll 100% stream when
That's Friday, right?
Thursday I want to say, but I'll have to look at it again.
Thursday I should be alive enough. I'll join
Good
you.
deal.
I'll probably be talking like this though.
I hope he doesn't stop speaking. He's not going to. He's not going to. It's not in his character.
And I'm glad he doesn't. That's what I like about him. He doesn't lie. Oh yeah, we're just gonna, trade oil for weapons. Yeah, with Syria. Mm-hmm.
Yep. But yeah, I think that I'm still glad he's safe. He seems in good spirits, and I'm looking forward to the convention. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens for sure. So, all right. Well, I think that's going to be it for me today because I had to stream Potato speaking a couple times today. So,
yay.
But other than that, probably I'll do a show tomorrow on something. Don't know what yet, but we'll probably get off this for the time being, just because the thing is coming up. Might go back to the
I have a quick
Epstein.
announcement for everyone, though.
Sure, go for it.
I want to get this out. So there is a GoFundMe for these people who got injured during the rally. It has currently reached $3,308,237 with 44,000 donations.
Damn.
The Heritage Foundation gave 50,000. Sorry. Some anonymous donor 50,000. Hartford Gold, American Hartford Gold 50,000. UFC 50. I said 50 gold 50,000. Dana White 50,000. Kid Rock 50,000. Vivek Ramaswamy 30,000. I don't know who Ben Black is, but Ben Black 36,000.
Damn.
It's been crazy. We've had some huge names start donating stuff, and I will drop the donation link somewhere if you want to donate.
Yeah. Throw it in.
I'll throw it in the YouTube
in
because that one's easier for me to get to.
For sure.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful how much support we're getting. People are doing to help the people who were injured. There's the link. At least drop maybe. I think they have like a liking system on there. If you can at least do that, that'd be great. If you want to donate, go for it. People did get very hurt.
Yeah. The two are no longer in critical condition. They're in stable condition, but then Compatory lost his life. So that's the firefighter that lost his life. So we wish for a speedy recovery for the other two and hope they continue on their recovery path. And let's not forget those guys too, because certainly they were there to support Donald Trump and there to support our country, and we should do the same back. So, but yeah, so that's going to be it for me. And I hope everyone has a wonderful evening and weekend. And yeah, we'll talk to y'all soon. Have a good night, everybody.